All right, we have a little bit of an issue around our place recently with some nefarious activities, people stealing stuff, and I wanted to be able to keep track of this stuff, so I cruised around on Amazon. I found this security system and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give her a try. This is by CamCamp Wireless Security Camera System. It's the SC43. I don't know if any of those numbers mean anything, but that's what it is. So this is the box, how it comes. We're gonna get right into it and open it up, and let's see what we've got in the box. And voila, there's everything that comes in the box. So it was well packaged. It comes with this styrofoam. It's in plastic and then wrapped in styrofoam in that box. The box had a little damage on the corner. That's an Amazon shipping issue. Certainly not the fault of CamPark. We'll start at the top with the documentation. So it comes with a quick start guide. That's just a quick get going kind of guide. Then it has another quick start guide. Well, this is more of a if you have a problem, call us kind of guide. This one is literally a quick start guide on how to get started quickly. It doesn't really walk you through it well enough that you can kind of get going, I don't think. It gets you going a little bit, shows you the setup. But this one right here, this is your operator's manual. Fairly well written. Sometimes we have problems with English, but this one's pretty good. It's about, is it 26 pages? I've just read through it. 26 pages. It's in English and German, so choose your language of preference. So it goes through a bunch of different things. I'll just flip through this quickly. I'm not going to read it to you or go too in depth, because when you get your system, you'll be able to figure this stuff out too. I don't know if this is available online, but you see there, you have to plug in the main computer or the main interface to the router, to your home router. So with that, you have a constant connection through your router to this system, and there is some talk recently about certain countries being able to monitor what you're doing through your security camera systems, and I don't know how much validity there is to that, but it's something to think about. So this is the owner's manual in a nutshell. I'll just flip, there's a few more pages. Again, it goes through the network setup, it goes through a few different things. Record settings, so detection areas, you can choose what area of the camera you want to detect. It works on near infrared, so that's going to be heat seeking. It won't work through glass then. It's not motion. Some cameras work on motion. This one is heat, works on near infrared heat, so you'll have to have it out in the open, not working through glass. Okay, so then we're into camera control and interface. It goes through the whole thing, and then some frequently asked questions, and that's it. So then there's everything else you have in the box here. So we go through quickly. We'll have the main monitor, which is going to obviously display all your camera views, the mounting brackets for the cameras. Each of those has a USB-C by USB regular, and then some mounting hardware. If you're going to be mounting it to drywall, etc., those will be useful. There's a Cat5 cable that's going to connect your main monitor to your router. You have to connect that to the router. Then there's a solar panel for each individual camera. These are trickle charge solar panels, so USB-C is going to plug into the camera itself. And then there's these mounting brackets for the solar panels, and they just go on like this, tighten down. And then when you loosen this collar, like so, to the left, lefty-loosey, then you can adjust the angle at which you have the solar panel to get the best light for the time of day. From there we have a mouse, just an optical mouse that's going to plug into your main screen to manipulate the interface. There's an HDMI cable that comes with this, so there's actually an HDMI output on that screen, which you can put this into a larger monitor for larger viewing. And then there's a 12 volt 2 amp power cord that will also power up the monitor. So you're going to need AC power for the monitor. The cameras themselves have 6,000 milliamp batteries in them, which they recommend charging for about 6 hours before you start, and then they'll maintain a charge based off of the solar panels themselves. And then the solar panel mounting brackets are there, 4 of those. And of course you've got your information here to get you started. Mounting the cameras is pretty straightforward. They have these mounting brackets, and all you're going to do is you're going to mount that on the wall this way, or you can mount it this way. whichever you prefer. So if you're mounting it, say, underneath an eave, or on your soffits or something like that, or underneath a roof, or if you want to just mount it right to the wall. Once that's mounted with the 2 screws, then you just pull up your antennas for better range, and this is just going to slide in till it clicks, like that. And then that camera will be mounted like this. The camera can rotate, I believe it's 340 degrees on the horizontal and up to 120 degrees on the vertical. So that's manipulated through your screen. So there's your camera. These are going to be the lights, near infrared lights, to help you illuminate the subject. And here's your infrared sensor for sensing motion. And yeah, I'm looking forward to setting this up. So we're gonna set it up in the house here. It's gonna take me a little while to get this set up. These come off by pulling this little tab and sliding that off. It's a little bit difficult, but that's good. As well as a QR code on the back of the, sorry, not this one. This is their Facebook site. There's a QR code here that you're going to need to detect this and register this monitor with the app. On the side of the monitor, we have a bunch of different ports here. You've got a TF card or SD card slot. So this is where if you wanted to record to an SD card, you would do it there. Here is your port for attaching the Cat5 cable into the router. There's an HDMI output, and that's for going to another monitor if you wanted to run a second, bigger monitor. There's a USB input, and that's for your mouse. So the mouse will plug into there. And then lastly, there's your DC 12 volt input. And so that's where you would plug in this power cord. So that's everything as it comes in the box. I'm gonna go and set up firstly the monitor. I have to download the app onto my phone. I'm just gonna use my phone for this. Download the app using the QR code that is on the front of the operating manual. I'm gonna use for Android, they have one for iOS as well. So I'll get the app downloaded, I'll get that all set up, I'll get everything plugged in, get the cameras charging. You're supposed to charge the cameras for, I believe it was 6 hours before your first use. And then once those are charged, then I'll get the solar panels attached and get those all mounted, and we'll cut right to using the interface and getting all that done. I think setting the cameras up is going to be pretty straightforward. One more thing I just remembered to show. So there's an opening on the bottom. There's a reset button in there that may come in handy. If you have to repair the cameras with the screen, they say they come pre-paired, and that's probably true. But if you have to repair them, or if you have to delete a camera or add a camera for whatever reason, you can hit the reset button there and repair it with the screen. There's also an SD or TF card slot there, although they say not to use it. I believe that's for future software updates for these cameras. You'll be able to put it onto an SD card and put it right in there to do a software update. On the bottom of this camera, there on the bottom of the mounting bracket, there is a small slot here for USB-C. Now, you're going to use either this supplied cable to power it directly from a 5 volt source through the USB-C, or you may use, and I'll probably use, the solar panels, and that's where the solar panel plugs in, just like so. If you open it right up, you'll see that there's an on-off switch hidden in there, and you'll need to turn that on once you've got everything powered up and you've pre-charged. Turn that on before it'll link with the screen. So when it first came on, there was a pop-up that said, do you want to optimize to your local native resolution, which was 1920 by 1080. So with the HDMI output, you're getting a full HD 1080p output on this. So that's good. So next step is the network setup. I already have it hooked up, plugged in directly to my Wi-Fi router. So it'll have a hard link there. So I'll go to the next step. And again, it's asking you what language do you want to operate in. So there's all your languages. I'm going to stick with my native English. Okay, so it's back to network setup. We'll go next step again. And here we are to our setup. So it's asking date format, year, month, day. That's fine with me. automatically set the time. That'll do that off the internet. Today's date, and it's off by 1 day actually, so we're in the wrong time zone. It started off in Beijing, Hong Kong, so we're going to go, not Beijing, Hong Kong. It started off in Beijing or Hong Kong. We're gonna find my location, which is not Pacific, one more. There it is, Mountain Standard Time. We are in Mountain Time, so we're gonna go save changes. And click OK. Hasn't, there, it just updated my time. That is true and correct, our current local time. Daylight savings time is not on currently. And on to the next step. So storage management, please make sure your storage device is working properly. So storage type HDD, so there's a hard drive, there's a platter drive that's already in this. It's already been formatted. The storage capacity is just under 500 gigabytes, 465 gigabytes, and this is version 1.0.0. All right, on the next step here, it says see the live view for camera. So press the camera on off button. You can see the live view once it's paired up. So the cameras come pre-paired, already paired to the receiver, to the screen. So there shouldn't be any issue with that. And once I get the cameras up and running, I'll plug them in and we should see them here. I'll go on to the next step and see if I can go through this without actually hooking up the cameras yet, as they're still charging. Okay, it's asking me to set up a password, 6 to 19 characters. We're gonna put in a password. So I will create a password here. Oh, it gives you a keyboard. Get it? So I'm just gonna make my password CamPark, P-A-R-K. Of course, you can use whatever password you wish. So now I'm gonna go into the next step. And now we are on download the app. So here's where you download the app to your Android or Apple device and go from there. There'll be more setup within the app itself. So it says here under number 2 that the reason you would download or scan the QR app is that if you wanted to receive the notification of cameras going off instantly, you can get it to your phone. Otherwise, you can just view it on your screen here or on the small screen that they provide. Going through the menus a little bit, the one on the bottom left is Alerter. So if we click on that, we have to use our password to log in. And the alerter has been turned on at this point. So that just means motion sensing has been turned on. Of course, no cameras, so it's not functional. I'm gonna turn that off for now. Playback, here's where you would go in to find your clips that have been recorded. It does it by date, by camera, and you can have up to 10 cameras set up with this device, it looks like. You can export the videos or return to live view. List of menus is add a camera. So if you clicked on that, you would be adding a new camera. Next one on the list is split screen, so we can choose how our screen layout looks. They have a variety of different ways to display them. The more cameras you have, obviously, the more splits you'd need, or you could view one single camera at a time. Within general setup, we have all of the information. So the resolution is there, 1080p. That's quite good, and it's quite good. I don't know what the video quality is like, but it's quite good in person here as I'm looking at it. Audio output is HDMI plus speaker. Volume is halfway, etc., etc. Here's the device model, device name. This is all the pertinent information. Back to camera. And we're going to have 4 different cameras that are paired to this unit. They're already paired to the unit, so you can see they're already registered. Intelligent detection, sound alarm, spotlight alarm. These are all the settings within the camera. Push notifications, you can get them via the app or via email. You would have to go into email settings and add your email address. So that might be another way. If you didn't want to download the app, you could just give your email address and it would send notifications to your email. Camera firmware upgrade, click on that and it will look for cameras, which I don't have attached. And this is where you would do the firmware upgrade on your cameras. There, it's detected 4 cameras that are registered to this, but of course I don't have them turned on and linked, so there's no status or progress. And finally, add a camera. If you wanted to add a camera, you could go here. It's another pathway to add another camera. Date and time, you can go here and change your date and time. We've already done that in the initial setup. Network, here's where you're gonna view all of your network settings. And yes, I blanked out my network settings because I don't want you people coming to my house and stealing my internet. Wi-Fi router, wireless, camera network, camera repeater. Interesting. So you could probably establish a repeater for a booster of sorts. If your cameras were out of range of your Wi-Fi, you could have a booster. And camera network. So here's my main video recording screen, and here's the 4 cameras that have been paired to it so far. If you added subsequent cameras, they would be in alternative drop downs down there. Back to the main screen, we can go into diagnostics, and you can see that the status is they're all failed because none of them are turned on yet. And here's your system diagnostics. Here's all the summary of all of your storage availability, health check, and etc. etc. Moving into storage setup, here's where you can look at your storage and see how much storage is left, the type of storage. Currently I'm using the HDD, which is the hard disk drive on the NRB itself, the flat screen itself. You have almost 466 gigabytes of storage. Help and support, you can go directly to their Facebook page using this QR code, send them an email, or via WhatsApp at the number here. And finally, restore your system to factory state. So if I click on that, it's going to say, are you sure? And if you clicked on delete added cameras, you would have to repair your cameras to your main unit. So there is a process for doing that, and it probably won't be that difficult, but it's best if you don't need to not do that. So here we are back at the main screen. The 4 cameras aren't yet set up, but on the bottom here you see you have the date and time, the icons across the bottom that we went through, and then over here as well you have volume, as well as you can go directly to your settings, your network settings there, and back once more, as well as it shows you how to download the app. When you click on the other icon, it will take you directly to this screen. I'll get the camera set up and we'll get them online and see what the quality of the imagery is. Okay, so I just finished setting up the first camera. It was super easy. You're just going to basically click add new camera, turn it on, press and hold the reset button, and it pops up. They're already pre-paired. They've been paired at the factory when they sent them out. So this one's already going. I don't know if you can see the blue lights flashing, which means it's on, it's active. I haven't set them outside yet, so of course the picture is of my ceiling, but I'll set up another one here. You can see how simple the process is. So basically you're going to go on your screen here to the middle bottom, add camera. It says make sure the camera is within 1 meter of your NRB, they call it, your screen. Then you're going to simply turn this on, and once it comes on, you see the red light comes on. Then you're going to go up into here, and you can hear it come on. So then I'm going to press and hold the reset button. I do it for 3 to 5 seconds, and then hit continue. And it's matching once you've heard the voice prompt. So it's connecting it right now, and it's connected. So number 1 is connected. So I've got number 1, and they've labeled this number 3. So you don't know which order they are when you first get them. So here is my apparent order. Another quick note here, once you're on this screen where it says searching for cameras, you can go ahead and turn them all on. I figured that out the long way. So you can turn on all 4 of your cameras, or however many cameras you have, turn them all on, and they'll all kind of come in as they come online here. So that's pretty good. They're all set up, ready to go. I'm going to get outside and get them installed.
A few minutes later.
All right, I finished setting them all up. Pretty easy to set up. It's plug and play basically. You don't really have to program anything. The interface is super user-friendly. Installing the cameras was a cinch. I installed 4 different cameras. I got 1 in the garage, 1 out front, 1 on the side, and 1 in the backyard. I thought 4 cameras would be plenty, but you know, I kind of would like a camera inside as well, just in the living room. I could keep an eye on the kids when we're away, or see if we left the stove on, that kind of stuff. But you can definitely buy more cameras, and I might buy 1 or 2 more just to get this system complete, so I have inside and out. I'll zoom in here with the camera a little bit, and you can see my 4 cameras. A few things. We'll just look at this top right one for now. I've named it side gate because this is our side entrance. I want to keep an eye on people coming in our side entrance. You can see that the battery signal is yellow, and there's a little lightning bolt beside it. That means that the solar panel is out and gathering light right now, and it is charging. Beside that, we have 3 out of 5 bars of reception, so that one is on the opposite corner of the house outside from where I'm sitting now in the office. So that's a distance of about 25-30 feet through 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. So that's pretty good. It's not live because there's a play symbol in the middle. When I click on it, click on the play symbol, it'll take a second to come on, and it's spooling up, and there it is. It's live now. So there, it's live. So now you'll be able to see if there's any wind or shadows or whatnot, people walking by perhaps. And you can also see that the actual date and time is rolling in the top left corner of that screen. So from there, we can go into several different things at the bottom. So we can move that to full screen if we want to get a better view of that. So that's a good thing. We can go, and this is where we can change our image. We can go from infrared night vision, and so that'll be black and white, to full color night vision. Image rotation, so we can rotate the image. I don't need to do that because well, I just did it. So if you install this for some reason upside down, you could flip the image so it would be right side up for you in there. So I've left that. Under privacy settings, if you click on that, it will bring you to this screen. And here you can set up areas that you don't want it to detect motion. So if we wanted to, we could add little areas like this, or I can drag and fill as well. Any areas that are blue are not going to detect motion, so it would still have, this area would be blocked out. This is kind of a privacy thing if you don't want people to see in there or whatever. Over here, it's still there. If you right click, you can fill all, which will make the entire screen private. Or you can clear all, and that'll bring you back to having everything available. And then right click again and click return, brings you back to your main screen. The next thing is sound, so click that, and we have live audio sound coming into not this monitor, but the small monitor provided. So all I can hear is wind currently. The next one is digital zoom. So this isn't an optical zoom, it's not a lens zoom, but it is a digital zoom. So it says use your mouse button to scroll basically. So we're going to get in here, and I don't use the mouse button because it seems to just go too fast for me. I go down here in the right corner and I just use the plus minus. So this always shows what you're looking at, and the red is your zoomed in area. So you can zoom in a little bit, and then I just grab that red box and I slide it to wherever I want zoomed in. So if I'm particularly concerned, let's say about that silver car sitting out there, I can zoom right in on it and then move the red box over it with the mouse, and I have a zoomed in version of what I had before. To get back, we're simply going to right click anywhere on the screen and it'll take you out of there. PTZ, I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's where you can move around with your camera, and this is where the camera itself physically turns outside. There's speed settings 1 through 8. It comes at level 5. I've played around a little bit. 6 is a good speed if you just want to move quickly. So this, you just click this arrow up here to the right and it moves your camera. It's physically moving the camera outside. And so I'll keep clicking and you can see it goes clear around. And it doesn't move super fast, but it's quick enough. So there, I've turned the camera around more than 180 degrees. My garage door just blew shut. No, it's blowing open again. And it also moves up and down, so I can move it up and have a look up, or I can move it down and have a look down. So another feature here, once you're in the blown up view like this, is you can right click anywhere there and it opens up all of your controls here. So everything you're looking for would be in here. Split views, all your channels. I only have 4 of course set up. Playback, camera system, diagnostics, all that stuff is available to you there. Hey, there comes my cat. I'll go over to my front camera here and press play to activate the camera, and then I'll open it up full screen and just show a little bit why I really like these. So we're going to go over to the PTZ, pan, tilt, zoom. I just realized what that meant, and my brain figured it out before my mouth could. So pan, tilt, zoom mode control. So we can look all the way over to the right, and this is really nice because it's on the front of my house. There has been instances where the police see that you have a camera and they will come in and ask you if you have any imagery of things that have happened at your neighbors' houses, for example. So I've seen this feature on other cameras, but this is quite responsive and is not glitching. I've had several cameras that I've tried to set up and they do well, but they glitch. Maybe if I hold it down. No. Yes. See, all you got to do is try. So if you hold it down, it will zoom clear around for you. So it does move quite fast. Wow, that's great. And so you can see the full range there. That's quite good. Let me go back to the center here. Okay, back to the middle here. Let's go all the way up and let's see how high we can look up. And we may have reached the maximum up, so let's look down. And there's the maximum down. That's almost straight down vertically. That's pretty good. So, you know, it has quite a range. These cameras have quite a range as far as where they can look. Quite impressive. This is really quite good. So yeah, all in all, you know, it's a good system. It's a full system. It's not you know, one or two cameras here and there. It's a full system complete because it comes with a monitor. You don't have to have the big screen. I just like having a bigger screen, and then I can flip over to that when I'm working and not have this on. My only cautions with this would be, of course, that you have a full-time internet connection through this monitor, and it is secure because it's through your network, but I've been reading and hearing that there's ways of getting through that, so I'm not sure about that. When I turn off this monitor, this one doesn't go dead, for example. So if I reach around back and turn off the power button, you see that this screen goes off, but this one did not, and the system is actually still active. I can still click on those cameras and they still come on. So the system is actually on. You can see that camera is now live. So even with this off, it still has connection through your Wi-Fi, through the system, through the cameras. So can other people access that from outside your home? I don't know. You can judge that for yourself. I can still hear the hard drive running as well, and so that's probably what they've done is they've turned off the monitor. The HDMI feed is still going, but the machine itself is still running, so that if you set up motion detection, you turned it on, it would be able to detect motion and record for you. So you gotta weigh it. Privacy over security, I guess, in this case. And I got nothing to hide, especially in my backyard outside. I wouldn't put one of these in my bathroom or my bedroom probably, but that's up to you. So, you know what, all in all, this has been a really easy setup process. I will say it was daunting in the beginning when it arrived. There's all these pieces and stuff, but you know, step by step, the instructions are really well written. Go through it and you'll be able to set it up no problem. So yeah, I'm impressed with this for sure. We'll give it 2 thumbs up from Family of 4. Catch you next time.